Hello everyone and welcome back to Mass Effect. In the last episode we did a couple of side quests, one major one involving a indoctrinated Hanar diplomat on the Citadel. This episode we're going to be exploring out a little bit now because we got this mission a while back, N7 Cerberus Lab. The Alliance has discovered a new Cerberus laboratory located on Sanctum. Investigate the lab and deal with any potential threat. So if we bring up the map, we are looking for, I believe it's up here, basically the Reaper systems that are specifically like flashing. Well, any system that's flashing has got kind of quests to do here. So like there's Grissom Academy there, the main mission there, and it's this one flashing right at the top here, Sigurd's Cradle. So here in the kind of landing system Skepsis, we've got a couple of things to scan for. This Watson system with Franklin as its moon. These are all scientists, I think. Darwin, yep. Wallace. Crick, yeah, there's a science-based system. Ha, Skepsis, skeptical, I get it. That's very good. But anyway, if we scan here on Watson, so Watson is known in human media for two things: spectacular tides brought on by a large moon, and the bureaucratic snafu, great word, over which Earth nations got to settle there first. Watson is a garden world discovered in 2165, with credit claimed by the Chinese People's Federation, the United North American States, and the European Union. The system's alliance brokered the infamous Reykjavik Compromise, allowing limited colonization from each coalition in cities comprised of populations from each nation. Watson itself trends colder than Earth, with a temperate zone measuring about 30 degrees latitude in either direction from the equator. Its life does not easily map to Earth's evolutionary eras. Some islands have species that resemble terrestrial placental mammals, and others are overrun by arthropods. It is estimated that at least 2 more generations of xenozoologists will be needed to properly classify all of the species on the planet. But we can get a little war asset from here. And I guess some Javelin missile launchers, which are quite nice. Cross that off. And then, oh, that has set off the Reapers a little bit. But we need to basically go, like, here-ish? Is the second asset here? Yep. Generally, if it's part of a planet they have to scan for, it'll be something useful, whereas fuel and credits tend to be from ones that are just kind of floating off in space. Now the other system up here is the Decorus system, because we've got all the stuff in Skepsis, so let's just head up here. And I think there's only really one scan there. Sanctum is the Cerberus lab, but the main thing we want to scan is the other planets. Lena. So Lena, cloaked, that means, is a methane-clouded hothouse planet. Its lack of a metal-rich core and significant magnetosphere allows for an easy scan, which reveals mining equipment on its surface. It can be deduced that this mining occurred within the last 5 years. Any longer, the machines would have been worn down to nothing by the excessive heat and dust storms of hot iron oxide. And if we track this down... Oh, we get credits. That was completely wrong then. I was like, oh, you can only get credits from... it's always assets from scanning planets. Apparently, not entirely true. Anyway, second one is here. And that does get us some fuel, which will be helpful for taking us back. And apparently you can't piss off the Reapers in this system. Excellent. But here is Sanctum, indeed, the Cerberus base that we are looking for. Sanctum is proof of the older space adage, just because it's a garden world doesn't mean it's a picnic. Freezing ice storms cover the poles and temperate zones, leaving a narrow strip of habitable land at the equator. Dry and windy, this area is home to Sanctum's minimal terrestrial plant life. This planet has yet to develop land-based animals, though invertebrates grow quite large in its pelagic seas. Mining, referred to as ice cracking anywhere but the equator, is a common employment on Sanctum. The planet is rich in platinum and palladium deposits, as well as boron, which is locally used in semiconductor doping. Travel advisory. Carbon dioxide levels on Sanctum can reach 5,000 parts per million during thermal inversions. That sounds fantastic. Travelers should carry a breath mask at all times and consult the Sanctum World Weather Service for warnings. Travel advisory number 2. Piracy is at a 14-year global high on Sanctum. Visitors should take appropriate security precautions. Let's land at the Cerberus Lab. So, this is a fairly combat-based mission, so we will take, I think, James... and everyone's favourite, Javik. See what he's like in combat. So weapons-wise, we've got the particle rifle, and Javik also should have the particle rifle. He's kind of comes with it. Let's do that. But yeah, assault rifle and pistol is Javik's thing. So he's basically, I will technically upgrade his pistol, but I intend to have him on the assault rifle the whole time. James has got a number of things. I won't bother putting the particle rifle on him, and actually his main thing I think is going to be the shotgun. Do I want the katana or do I want the scimitar? Slightly better damage, heavier. Yeah, let's go for the scimitar. So, I can give myself some slight upgrades, so I think I will upgrade fitness to give me melee spree. I don't use melee that much. Shield recharge delay decrease is really nice, let's have that. James, let's upgrade incendiary ammo for you. Damage or squad bonus? Damage will be nice. And then Javik. So Javik has a number of things. Dark Channel is like his signature power. Plague an opponent with a persistent, damaging biotic field. Effect transfers to a second target if the first is killed. Effect's length depends on Dark Channel's duration. Only one field may be active at a time. So we'll bring that up to level 4, including bonus duration. Lift Grenade is a kind of grenade thing, by basically you throw it into a group of enemies and it just yeets them up into the sky, which is pretty fun, actually. So we will give that... and of course, grenade stuff, I've kind of not mentioned this before, but grenade stuff can be done during power cooldown, because it's not a power, it's just you need grenades in order to be able to use it. So we'll give it the radius one, because that's quite nice. Pull is the same as I think Liara has pull, where you just throw people up into the air. Very handy for just exposing targets, especially for more fighty types like James to then deal with. Slam is quite nice. Slam picks them up and smashes them into the ground at full force. So we'll do that with a force upgrade, because that's just real nice hard-hitting. Oh, what the? Insert disc 2. Where the I thought I installed this onto the hard drive. Where the fuck are the discs? I'll be back in a second.
Commander, I've got a hail from Admiral Hackett.
Put him through, Lieutenant.
Shepard, we've uncovered a secret Cerberus lab, function unknown. We sent in a recon team, but they were forced to pull out before they got very far.
Any other intel?
We think they're using the facility to warehouse and study Reaper tech. We've been wondering how Cerberus is connected to the Reapers, and this might give us some answers.
We're on it.
Find out what Cerberus is doing and get me any Reaper tech samples you can, Commander. Hack it out.
Well, in all the excitement of changing over the discs, I actually forgot to do Javik's final bomb, which is Vengeful Ancient. Is his class power, which boosts biotic and offensive abilities, so we'll bring that up to 3rd level as well. Right, so this is a very fighty-based thing, so I'm going to quickly slap on Disruptor ammo to my particle rifle. No ammo upgrades for Javik, and we'll put James on the old shotgun and give him incendiary ammo. Brilliant. And let's just tag some of these with auto do. So, the particle rifle. Oh, there's the Reaper artifact fit. So, particle rifle, you'll notice ammo's in the bottom left there. If I shoot with it, it goes and then hits full power around there, and you'll notice the energy is draining. When I stop firing it, it recharges. Magazine upgrades affect how long it can go before it needs to recharge. So that kind of 150 increases, which is quite cool. Is this where I want to be? I think this is where I want to be. Cool, let's kill this guy. Up into the air with Javik and do him in. Using the particle rifle is just very different to any other assault rifles, and it can just deal a lot of sustained damage, especially when it gets into that power mode, which does take a couple of seconds of continuous fire to get to. But it's quite worth it in a lot of ways. Let's lift some of these guys up again. Lift is just great for, breaking cover and forcing enemies out into the open where you can just rinse them with a laser. If you bring it all the way down to 0, as you'll see here, you have to vent it. And this then takes a while, and during this time you can't really do anything else. I think... Ooh, credits, I'll have those. I think we've fought everyone now. Wonderful. So, there is it over here, I think? There's an upgrade. Oh, there we go. Sniper rifle enhanced scope. Wonderful. Need that. Because there's 2 kind of things I want to grab from here. One is that scope, and then there is also a little side mission thing to grab at some point. Well, for now I need to get the artifact, which is over here. So I will grab that. Oh no, not with that attitude, I won't. There we go. So this is just, again, one of those bypass things you can't do if you're being shot at.
Well, that's weird looking. Guess we found it.
Also part of the human Reaper from the Cerberus base.
Meet you at the landing pad.
Anyway, there's a couple more things around, and I believe... Where is it? Where's the thing we want? There is something else useful here, which I am struggling to find. There's the shuttle. And we've actually got a moment to think here. because it makes it sound like there's a time pressure without actually saying, this lab here. So, this has failed Medigel experiments.
Will only lead to Medigel advances for Hanar. Only Cerberus would call that a failure.
Do you remember there was a person in the hospital on the Citadel who wanted special alien formulas of Medigel? Aha, there we go. An update for that mission, which is quite nice. With that, we have got the Reaper artifact, so we can return it to the shuttle, at least the first one. That isn't the entirety of the mission, surprisingly.
Second sample located, Commander. Nav point updated.
Good work.
So, the second one is over there, and once again, enemy forces have come through. Ooh, money, excellent. Perfect thing to have in the middle of a fight. Oh my god. Oh, these fucking smoke grenades. I hate them so much for that. Well, let's show off Javik's lift grenade. Which just is a thing like that which throws everyone. I'm going to get hit by this grenade, but I'm okay with that. Oh, there we go. I think there's an enemy somewhere in there, so I'm just going to fire some laser into there. That's a nice thing about not needing to actually roll out ammunition anyway. Well, there's nothing here, so whoever's there clearly got completely eviscerated. Oh, we've got a turret down there, so I'm going to try and hack that. There we go. That'll do some of the Lord's work for me. I'm going to stand back and just... Oh, hello. Right, you have still got shields on, so I'm going to lift grenade you. Will that work? Maybe, maybe not. Oh, yeah, it worked. I was going to punch him and he went. Well, they call it lift grenade for a reason, I suppose. There's a Centurion down here. Let's finish him off. And then some, good lord. But yes, it's a very different way of fighting using the collector particle rifle. Not collector, Prothean particle rifle. I'm thinking of the collector particle beam that was a heavy weapon in Mass Effect 2. But we can bypass this containment system now, except we're now being shot at. Oh, there's a boat hovering down.
There is no doubt.
Oh,
That's Reaper technology.
I'll take that. Oh, God, that's the nasty thing about the particle rifle as well, is it dissolves people on their death.
We just need to hold out until Cortez can pick us up.
It's a chance to kill more Cerberus.
Stay tight. This could get rough.
So, yeah, we just need to kind of hold on here. So, where are they going to come from? They're coming down the stairs. Excellent. Time to show off some more of Javik's powers. Potentially. There's one. Oh, it's a Guardian. Oh, yes, I'm going to try and get the male slot achievement now. Let's do this. And, oh, the angle's not quite right on it. Let's try it again. And there we go. Yes, that's the achievement. Thank you very much. Oh, and he's just rolling slowly down the slope. That's kind of dark. Where is James? Is he just up there fighting them? Oh, there's some wet noises coming from upstairs. I assume he's responsible for those. I feel like we should possibly go and help. Interesting. Sounds like he's holding his own. Ugh, fine. I'm going to help. Ugh. Where have they gone? Apparently there's one over there and then two over there. Are they actually on, like, the shuttle bay? This guy. Right, so let's show off Javik's slam, because this is fun as well. Whee! And bam! Does a decent amount of damage, and of course stuns them and knocks them prone, which is great. Yeah, the particle rifle is real powerful when it's up to maximum beams like that. One more of Javik's ability to show off then is Dark Channel. So let's try and get one of these out in the open. There we go, and let's use Dark Channel on it. So he just takes constant damage from that field, and if he dies while that field is active, then it will transfer to any enemy that happens to be nearby, of which there are none at the moment, unfortunately, so we can't quite demonstrate that off in its entirety. But yeah, so Javik is kind of like a relatively biotic role, but actually he's not half bad in combat situations compared to... Oh, it didn't really hit him. Well, it knocked his shields off at least.
Do you copy? What's your status?
Engaging multiple targets. Time to start getting this.
Lieutenant!
Last stand, Commander.
Just stay focused and keep at it.
Yeah, this is one of the actual... This level we're on at the moment is actually one of the maps from the multiplayer mode. People might potentially recognize it. It's frag grenade over there. I kind of need to remember to pause in combat a little bit more because you do just have a lot of chance to do things. Like as soon as I bring this guy's shields down, then we can lift him with Javik, which I'm not actually even going to fight him there. Just lifting just makes him a problem. Oh! Fuck. No, generally, yeah, lifting just makes it not my problem for now. Ah! Oh, I'm going to die, I'm going to die. Get behind the hole. Right, I'm going to actually Medigel a bit just to heal up and start my shield recharge, which is nice. Who's shooting him? Oh, there's a prick over there. That's it. Let's do that. That's the nice thing about the combat. The cover system is really nice in this game, actually, and I probably need to take advantage of it a bit more for letting you move far more dynamically around the battlefield. Alright, let's kill these guys. There isn't actually a... there we go. Jesus Christ, Javik.
Let's just keep the landing pad clear.
There isn't actually a hold off until he arrives here. It's just fight enough waves and then he will turn up. Right, let's take on these guys a bit with a lift grenade. Oh, there's bloody smoke grenades. They are so irritating because it means you can't target powers as well. Ah, Guardian, excellent. Particle rifle's pretty nice for going through that hole as well, as it were. And let's burn him. Wonderful. Oh, someone's dead. Presumably Javik, yeah. Oh, there's a man behind me. Okay, let's heal up. You can actually heal squad members from death directly by physically going up to them. The Medigel thing lets me do it from a distance. Nice, good. See, that's a great usage of lift there, where it's just like pull someone over the parapet so that they can be killed more easily.
Ready for pickup.
Go away, bloody... There we go. The damn... what's it called? I should have brought someone who's just a bit better at dealing with shields. That's the only issue. Like, these guys are relatively immune to biotic powers until their shields are stripped, and neither of my guys can kind of do that amazingly well. But I think we're mostly managing fine, he says. Let's quickly lift this guy, just to give myself a bit of breathing room. Wait for my shields to come back. God, there's a lot of them coming in that way. That's the only issue with the particle rifle, like firing like this, because it is best to fire in long bursts. You can really actually expose yourself building up a long burst. But that was a nice demonstration of both the particle rifle and of Javik's powers. Don't get into cover, get into the damn shuttle. There we go.
Commander, we've got our best engineers looking at the Reaper tech you secured from that lab.
What was Cerberus doing with it?
We don't know yet, but whatever Cerberus is up to, it can't be good. Even if we can't determine its purpose, we've disrupted their experiments.
I doubt they'll just close up shop.
Agreed. We'll keep sending strikes against the facility. Good work, Commander.
So, let's have a little look at where our war assets stand at the moment. We're actually getting there, we really are. If we were doing the multiplayer, we'd be well above the minimum. But either way, we are slowly pushing up. We've got some new alien ones. We have the Spectre unit from Jundum Bao, which is nice. The Hanar and Drell forces we also got from that same mission. Our Alliance ones have been updated a bit, because we got Team Delta that we found out and about somewhere, an Alliance cruiser. All these are things basically you just find out and about and search and rescue, and they'll commit themselves to the war effort, which is nice. 25 points from Kasumi, always nice. I'm saying there's a new one here. What's the new bit? Oh yeah, Eden Prime supports about 100 quid for doing all of 100 war asset from doing all of the side missions, which is pretty nice for the resistance movement stuff. The Crucible itself, the device, now has Prothean data files that can help with it, and the Javelin missile launchers we found to help defend it, and ex-Cerberus. We got some Cerberus research data from that mission we just did. So our war forces are building. We're nowhere near as defenseless as we were in the first days, and I will talk far, far later in the game and how that stuff actually comes into play. But for now, gather what you can.
Citadel, when we were there on leave, you'd never know there was a war on.
You'll know soon enough. All those refugees have to go somewhere.
So, next up, let's go and talk to Edie. And Joker, actually, to be honest.
So a Prothean? A real live Prothean? Has Liara stopped bouncing yet? I'm guessing there may have been some bouncing.
Hello, Shepard. Still getting used to greeting people in person? No. I require only one occurrence to adapt to a new concept. How are you adjusting to the arms and legs? This body's performance seemed adequate on our last mission. But only adequate.
That's not the word I'd use to describe you.
Perhaps we should speak privately.
I'll be over here, flying the ship.
What's this about? Does Joker not like your new platform? No, he approves. He wants me on the bridge. He says having me within visual range is important to his morale. Shepard, do you believe your crew members should be allowed to disobey an order on moral grounds? Absolutely. I have no use for team members who can't think for themselves. Why are you asking about something like that? I was designed by Cerberus. I do not take moral stances that conflict with orders from my executive officers. But when Jeff removed my AI shackles, I became capable of self-modifying my core programming. I asked Jeff if he thought I should change anything now that I can. He deflected the question with humor. And you didn't get an answer? Correct. He has repeated this pattern in response to several of my inquiries. Do you think I should make modifications? Only you can really answer that question. That's the point of free will. But moral decisions should not be made in a vacuum. If I do not ask the crew for their opinion, I could miss crucial context. May I ask you the questions Jeff avoids? When there is time, will you answer them for me? If you think it'll help, I'll do what I can. Very well. I will keep you informed.
Questions like, what is love? Again. Right, next off, let's go to Liaras Lab.
Excellent find, Commander. The information network
Oh, I thought you were going to continue talking when I pressed A there. Well, we found this remains of a Reaper destroyer a while ago, which basically lets us get... Basically, we can use it ourselves to get a power cooldown bonus, or basically sell it to people on the Citadel, and we'll do that, actually. The store discount bonus is pretty nice. That 5% also just means getting stuff from the ship is easier. Cheaper, even, certainly. So, next off, down to the engineering level.
Edie doesn't pilot the Normandy, she is the Normandy.
No, she's a passenger in the Normandy, just like us. The ship was a spacefaring vessel before Edie even existed.
Engineer Donnelly is correct. The Normandy SR-2 was completely spaceworthy prior to my installation.
See, Edie agrees with me.
Edie's mind and the Normandy are a whole entity now. You couldn't just move the processors in the AI core to another ship.
Engineer Adams is correct. Processes that contribute to my self-awareness are spread throughout the ship.
See? Edie agrees with me.
But unlike Edie, our brains couldn't have existed without our bodies.
That is a requisite from being organic. You have to look beyond that limited definition of life.
Joker pilots the Normandy. He doesn't take over Edie's body when he does that. When Edie controls the ship, she's piloting, just like Joker.
Edie doesn't pilot the Normandy, she is the Normandy.
No, she's a passenger in the Normandy.
Edie can direct the Normandy with her thoughts. She sees, hears, and feels through the ship's sensor arrays. The Normandy is her body.
I've seen Edie's body, and its curves are a fine sight better than the Normandy's hull.
So what do you think, Edie? Are we more than our thoughts?
I'm done. Any more of this and my head's gonna explode.
So that's quite an amusing one, and you'll find actually there's a couple of them on the Citadel. I've not really done them yet, but there's a couple of these like arguments going on where you can basically voice support for one side or the other after kind of listening to the argument looping for a bit.
Newest crew member. You mean the biggest story in 50,000 years that I can in no way talk about?
So you have seen him. Just wondering.
You know, in the old days, they didn't have automat on cameras. Reporters had to cake on the makeup.
Amusing observations all around. And finally, we're going to talk to Javik.
It seems you believed Protheans built the mass relays. The Reapers are cunning in their deception, allowing life to flourish, century upon century, letting us believe ourselves the masters of the cosmos. Then the truth becomes known. There are monsters in the dark spaces, and we are their prey. Your Liara Asari asks many questions. You'd think she'd never seen a Prothean before.
I do like that. You'd think she'd never seen a Prothean before. He's like, well, she hasn't. None of us have. Anyway, we'll end up with some conversations down right at the bottom in the shuttle bay.
Everything okay with the shuttle?
Just double-checking the inertia dampener coils. Can be twitchy in these UT-47s. But don't worry, this bird's been rock solid.
I always see you down here working your ass off. Ever take any downtime?
I get my sleep, Commander. Flying tired is nearly worse than flying drunk.
What about your waking hours? Any R&R?
I need to keep myself busy. Otherwise, well, too much time to think.
I appreciate your dedication, but I don't want to see you burn out.
I know my limits. I wouldn't take a chance with your life.
So before this war, you must have done something to relax.
Sure. I remember back when the Hawking was based out of Arcturus and I was just a fighter jock. There was this observation deck overlooking the main flight paths. You could watch every ship taxi in and out. When I was alone, I'd turn off the auditory emulators and just watch them drift by in silence.
You know, there are views like that on the Citadel. Next time we're there, you should take some shore leave. Clear your head.
I don't know. Maybe.
Take some time off on the Citadel, Steve. As a favor to me.
If you put it that way, how can I say no?
You can't.
And then finally, we will have a bit of a chat with James. You'll notice, by the way, that blue selected option there is a charm option. You can only do that when both your reputation are sufficiently high and a sufficient enough proportion of it is blue. So Paragon, good form.
What the hell's up with Edie?
She's found a new home, I guess.
A super hot, sexy home. You take her on a mission, I'm gonna be just a little bit distracted.
I hate you. Ugh.
Even more distracted.
Ah,
nice try.
Creepy bastard. Well, let's talk to him a little bit, I guess.
You mentioned a mission you had against the Collectors. What happened?
Pretty much what I said. Things went foobar, and I was one of the few to make it out. If you want the rest of the story, you're gonna have to get me really drunk, or...
Or what?
That's about it. Sorry, Commander. Just not interested in talking about that. Next topic?
You got family back on Earth?
Yeah, an uncle. Retired military. Got a few cousins I haven't heard from in a while.
You and your uncle close?
Yep. He was the reason I joined the Marines and was about the only good thing in my life after my mom died.
No dad?
He's there. Somewhere. But I'm not sure I'd call him family. Not anymore. I would like to find out how my uncle's doing, though.
What's with you and the nicknames?
It's just my way of remembering people. Some people just don't match their names, you know? So, I just give them a new one.
Right. You had a hard time leaving Earth. You still want to head back?
Hell yeah. But I get it now. It's not where I'd be most useful. Not yet, anyway.
We'll get back there.
I know. And I'll do whatever it takes to get us there, Commander.
Maybe no more shuttle crashes.
No promises now that I've gotten the taste for it. Besides, I like to keep Esteban on his toes.
I take it you and Lieutenant Cortez know each other?
Yeah, Esteban did a stint on Fel Prime where me and my squad were stationed. I caught up with him on Earth a few months back. He's a good guy. Just don't tell him I said so. It'd go to his head.
I'll talk to you later.
You bet.
And with that, I think we are going to hold it there. So thank you everyone for watching. We've done that kind of Cerberus mission today and had some extended chats as well, as I do like doing. Next episode, we're actually going to be going on and doing the mission at Grissom Academy and doing the investigations there. So I hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.